Welcome. My name is G. You're watching Allastrology, and we are also going to do some cards. We're talking about your January. We have some changes happening. We also have a birth of Venus that happened in the very beginning of December. So you probably were aware of it. You probably noticed it. If you didn't, that's fine. I'm going to go over that for you here in all of my notes that I have written down for all the 12 signs. So, Aries, you're having a birth of Venus, and it happened in your ninth house of beliefs. Your beliefs, your mind, Aries. The birth of Venus happened in the Sagittarius energy. So, what does that mean? Sagittarius covers what I believe in, right? My philosophy on life, my higher learning. So, in other words, I want to continue learning, right? It's not about like grade schools or people in high school. It's like, I'm done with high school. I'm thinking about going to college. And if I already went to college, I'm thinking of taking some extended education. And if I've already done that, then I'm looking to go maybe online and take classes or travel somewhere and take classes or even just go on a journey and explore the school of life. Yeah. Sagittarius energy, ninth house, you had a birth of Venus there. It's exploring. It's exploring. And the idea of exploring is to learn more about myself. But by doing that, the way I get there is by learning about the world around me and understanding different cultures, different languages, just being exposed to them, the food, like just different, going on an adventure. Aries, I don't have to tell you about going on an adventure. I know that between Aries and Sagittarius, that's beautiful. And what I love about this is because I know I can think of a lot of Aries since the channel began who've been going through a very difficult time. And I'm not saying this because they told me. I'm saying this because I would see the astrology and it would be like, oh man, these folks are going through it. So cardinal energies have been going through it. Aries, Capricorn, Libra, Cancer. They've been going through a thing. But Aries, we had a birth of Venus in a fire sign in Sagittarius. That trines you. That's beneficial. That will bring guaranteed ease into your life. Now, this cycle lasts for 2.5 years. 2.5. And for some of you, you're in a 4-year cycle with Venus too. So there's a lot of different ways that Venus energy works. But to get more information and details, we're going to go right ahead and pull you a card and look. We have different cards. I don't know if that works for you or not, me having them over there, but I'm going to mix them up. I've already done that. But this card is specifically going to be for Aries energy and for the new beginning with Venus, values, love, money, finances, could be relationships, Venus energy in your ninth house, spiritual teachers, becoming a spiritual teacher, perhaps. Yeah. But it's foreign lands and foreign languages, which is why I mentioned online, because if you don't have the ability to be traveling, if you don't have the funds or if you can't physically travel, you can do it through the internet or you can do it by sitting your butt down and doing some meditation, ninth house, meditation and traveling using this. And that's a real thing. For those of you out there who know what I'm talking about, yeah, give me some feedback in the comments about that. Bear with me. I'm mixing up this new deck, literally brand spanking, and you know how that is. Like it's hard to shuffle them when they're brand spanking new, which is why I shuffled them up earlier as much as I could, but they still stick, So here we go. We're splitting the deck for you, Aries. Let me get my stuff out of the way. Let's try to do this so that you can see it. Yep, splitting the deck, putting that one aside. And they're saying the one on top, it's a house of cards. Okay. It says your potential to learn something and your local neighborhood. Learning, emphasize. Now, I want you to realize that the third house energy, very similar to the Sagittarius energy, your ninth house in this new beginning. So it tells me networking, talking, communications, business. For some of you out there, this can be like huge because business and merchants, sales, doing things with other people, coworker energy, sibling energy. They don't literally have to be blood siblings, but people in your community, people who you work with in general in some way. Think networking, right? Think networking. This is beneficial. This is beneficial. It's also your mind energy. Third house is how I think and talk and relate and communicate, right? And the people that we talk and relate and communicate are people that are in our local community. Yeah, it's a new beginning that brings about an ending. And it actually happens right at the beginning of January for you. Family in general could be mom. Maybe you're the mom, releasing the mother wound type of energy. This happens in your fourth house, right? So it's all about home. It's all about your house. So maybe you are making a choice. Maybe you're either deciding to move, right? Because it's your physical home, but it's also your emotions and it's your inner home, right? Things from a long time ago. Maybe you're letting go of some things in the house that remind you of home. Maybe you're releasing some family heirlooms. It's got a Cancer vibe to it, Cancer energy. So, emotional security. Many times we hold on to things, not realizing that we are emotionally attached to them because they somehow provide us, they're kind of like a security blanket. Right. So, Cancer energy, fourth house, release. Right. Feminine energy, release. I'm pulling you a card so we could talk a little bit more about that. Hopefully, the card gives you some nice details or additional information that makes sense for you. Let me give this one more shuffle. All right, we'll go for the card that I heard screaming at me. How about that? You're getting the card that was screaming at me. Ready? Because it's the second house of money. So sometimes that means you have to spend some money. Hopefully, this means if you're spending money, it's something that will give you some sort of emotional satisfaction. Or if you're releasing some physical things, hopefully you make some money off of them. Yeah. I know I have a friend who just bought a whole bunch of uh, high end china, bone china, high end bone china. And yeah, it all came from somebody who was quite wealthy, stuff that's just like very high end. And they just take it and they go and they sell it to the resale shop down the street. And so they got some money for it. This can be like that. So it says your assets, finances, and the things that you value. I also want to say this is self love because it's the second house. So it can also be people that you value. It doesn't always have to be just tangible. Okay. There can be something you are holding on to or someone that, you just might have an epiphany. Things just happen in our lives, right? Because this is a full moon and it's a release. So it's doubly feminine energy for you, though, by the way, doubly feminine energy. And everybody has feminine energy, whether you're male or female or whatever. We all hold masculine and feminine energy in our life. We all have it. Some repress their own, some deny it, some don't want to look at it. They don't want to claim who they are, but we all have it. And some have stronger of the other, but it's there. So now we're going to go to your other new beginning for January. The next new beginning is in your 11th house. Yes. Now I want to say something about the 11th house. Your 11th house new beginning. Keep this in mind. The 11th house is the social causes, the place of the humanitarian. It's our friends. It's our social circles, like, social events that we go to, groups that we belong to, but it's also the angelic realm. It's like when the angelic realm steps in and somehow, some way, we're protected or we're helped, we're assisted in some way. So keep this in mind, okay? I feel like I haven't talked about it. And for some reason today, it was like, this is important to make sure I am expressing strongly about how the 11th house can come through for you, specifically, Aries. I mean, for everybody in general, but it's in your 11th house that you're having this new beginning, this new moon. It's Aquarian energy, right? And yeah, it's this new beginning. Okay. So it's about owning your independence and your individuality and your originality. I know they want to say, raise your freak flag high up in the sky. Don't be afraid of it. We're confident here. We feel invigorated by being different. It's kind of like got that trendsetter vibration to it. It's like, I'm supposed to be different. What I'm wearing and what I'm speaking about, what I'm doing, how I act, it's not supposed to be like you, right? I have my friends and we're all unique and we embrace uniqueness. We embrace it. It's a very creative energy as well. Like really like Da Vinci, the Wright brothers. I mean, it's really creative. Benjamin Franklin. Yeah. Nikola Tesla, very inventive energy because it has so much to do with things that were invented, literally the material and the tangible world, but these were things that helped humanity. Yeah, like mass transportation, think the airplane. Yeah, mass transportation. And since it's typically an air sign, we like to say airplane. But I do believe when we talk about mass transportation, the shipping industry, like in 2020 and 2021 and all that crap that on, the railroads, like I think mass transportation of people and goods is absolutely this. Okay. So let's pull a card and get a little bit more information about this new beginning. Maybe you'll be hooking up with new friends. I think so. Maybe joining new groups that just may have not been appealing before, or if they were and you weren't involved for amount of time, it's like now you're getting involved again. Now you're kind of dipping your toe back into those waters and saying, making yourself available and being willing to stand out and having help for your uniqueness to be discovered and for it to be shining through. So now we're mixing up these cards. They're telling me to do the same thing to fan them out again for you. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to fan them out. Sorry, it looked like I was staring at them and cheating, but I'm not. I just want to fan them out. And this time they're telling me to really feel the card for Aries 11th house. They're telling me it's right here, buried, right there. Okay, that was cool. Let's see what we got here. Ready? Ooh, Libra. What I like about this is Libran energy trines your 11th house energy. Significant one-on-one relationships. These can be partnerships, but they can also be business partnerships. See what the card says? This energy is diplomatic and gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. Okay. And it could have to do with the law, the scale of balance, the justice system. See the kite for Benjamin Franklin, electricity, but they're using the stars. Interesting, right? This is the Libran energy. This is really fascinating to me because to me, I see a kite up there. Wow, a lot of stars here, a lot of assistance. I like this. A lot of support, things feeling quite mystical and magical here, like almost a special relationship, something that somehow has a sense of ease built in, and that can really be beneficial for long term. And again, remember, this can be business partnerships. But for those of you who may be looking for something a little bit more on the romantic side, here's your card. But remember, Libra, fairness, equality, harmony, peace, and beauty. Libran energy. And this is for your new beginning, Aries. Congratulations. Looks like you've graduated. Compromise. Big deal for Aries energy. Compromise.